Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the options available to you when you deploy SAP systems on Azure. So as part of my 90 days of SAP on Azure that I'm following at the moment, my day one blog post, which is on saponazure.dev, the day one blog post describes some of the deployment options available to you when you run SAP systems on Azure. And so in this video, I just wanted to go through what I've written a blog post about. I'll put some links in the description below about how you can access that and how you can start getting going with running SAP systems on Azure. So take a look at the blog post. Right, so in the blog post, I talk about virtual machines, and this is a key cornerstone of running SAP systems on Azure. Most of them are made up of virtual machines that you run on Azure. And so if you go into your Azure portal within virtual machines and in the marketplace, if you search for SAP, you have the option available to deploy a number of ready-made virtual machines from Microsoft and its partners. And so you see here some from Red Hat, you see others from SUSE Linux. These are all certified virtual machines that you can use to run your SAP systems. You can go into these, select them, and then run different types of versions or configurations of those particular systems. So you can see a SUSE Enterprise Linux, you have the developer edition for SAP HANA. So that's one way that you can get started, just running some pre-made virtual machines from Microsoft and its partners. The other thing that I talk about in the blog post on saponazure.dev is the Cloud Appliance library. So the Cloud Appliance library is provided by SAP, and it allows you to run a number of different SAP systems within the cloud provider of your choice. So in this case, you would go into Cloud Appliance library, you would add in your account that allows you to deploy the system from Cloud Appliance library onto the cloud platform that you're running on, and you can run a fully configured appliance, for example. So a fully configured appliance or fully activated appliance is a system that comes with S4HANA system in this case, that comes with all of the data, users, pre-configured items that allow you to have a ready-made system that's available to use immediately. And so you just need to double check the licensing terms. So it comes with, I think, a 30-day license that you can use initially, and then you need to bring your own license and apply the license for yourself afterwards. If you wanted to run one of these systems, you would go into Cloud Appliance library. You can then create an instance. You accept the terms and conditions, and you can then see that you have some configuration options available. It also starts to show you what some of the cost forecasts are, and you choose your account that you're going to deploy to. But after this deploys, you have a fully configured S4HANA system that you can use for test and demo purposes. Recently as well, they have also started to trial out S4HANA systems for production. So you can see here, for example, there's a S4HANA 2020 Feature Pack Stack 02 for production deployments, which offers high availability and disaster recovery built into it, and you can deploy this on Azure at the moment. So Cloud Appliance Library allows you to deploy systems quickly and get started running SAP systems on Azure. Once you've deployed the system here in Cloud Appliance Library and you go back to your Azure portal, you would be able to see then all of the infrastructure that's been created as part of that CAL system. So you'd see all the network storage, all of the other stuff that's been deployed as part of that deployment package from Cloud Appliance Library. The other option that's available as well is ARM templates. So I speak about this in the blog post, where there are some ready-made ARM templates on GitHub provided by Microsoft. And so these ARM templates describe the infrastructure that you need to run different types of systems. So in this case, we have a NetWeaver 2-tier compatible template, and it uses the marketplace image. So just what we had a look at, the Azure marketplace on the Azure portal, and you can, right from GitHub, you can actually deploy to Azure, and it will deploy it into your Azure subscription for you. So there's a number of these available, and this describes all of the different infrastructure components that you need in order to deploy this particular system. You would then go in and install your SAP system after this, but you could also, for example, then use something like Ansible to automate the actual deployment of that SAP system inside this infrastructure that you're creating here. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of some of the options available for running SAP systems on Azure. And yeah, that completes what I looked at for day one. So thanks for joining, and see you in the next one.